welcome back to Summit Live. And continuing our theme of absolutely fantastic guests, I am so honored to be able to introduce Zahira Villani, VP of Engineering. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm sure you're incredibly busy this week, but welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Holly and Ari. And Holly, great job on stage yesterday.
Thank you very much. Well, it was made possible by fantastic engineering teams who make amazing products that I can, frankly, just stand on stage and chat about. So all the credit goes to the engineering teams. So you have quite a big area at the moment, and I understand that you work on kind of delta sharing, but I don't think that's it. So maybe do you want to talk us through what your teams do?
I work on three main areas. My teams work on data sharing and collaboration, which includes delta sharing, clean rooms, and marketplace, and then also work on AI BI. Some amazing demos of that today.
No small feat.
And then also work on Unity Catalog experience as part of it. So,
goodness, so quite a large coverage area then. But I think we've heard quite a lot about AI BI. I think that one's very easy to talk about because it's quite nice to see and to look at. But I think the sharing and the collaboration piece, it's difficult to build things that help people do things. It's like kind of a bit squishy and difficult to measure and things like that. So what are the things that you're kind of solving for with data sharing and collaboration? And how does that come about in terms of working on what to build and how to work with customers on it?
Yeah, great question. And some of the data sharing collaboration is like so foundational. So today for organizations, it's not just about being able to analyze data within your own organization. You need to be able to collaborate with your partners, with your customers, and you need to be able to seamlessly and securely share that data. And so with the Databricks sharing and collaboration platform, what we really provide is the foundation is delta sharing, and then we have clean rooms and marketplace to really aid in those collaboration efforts.
Yeah, so I think it can't be understated enough that if you are spending kind of months trying to share data with someone, like that's months wasted on a project that you didn't have to spend time on. It's really slowing down your ability to iterate on things. And I think once people start sharing data, it suddenly kind of unlocks a lot of things for them. I know, like, as my experience as a data engineer, I know roughly what's in the warehouse that I'm using and like what I can do with that, but I don't really know what else is out there, and it's difficult to share. And once that kind of starts happening, then you can start getting more ambitious in the types of projects that you're doing.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the main challenges that we're trying to solve with data sharing in the Databricks Intelligence Platform. Is today that data can be, in another cloud or even in another platform or even on-prem. So how do you even get access to that data? And then oftentimes you want to be able to collaborate with your partners on the data, but that data has sensitive information. So how can you collaborate in a secure way? And then of course what you were talking about also was like, sometimes you don't even know like what data is out there, so how can I discover it? And once you've discovered it and like you want to get access to it, traditional methods of getting access to that data, like flaky ETL pipelines, can take weeks sometimes to get access to that data. And so that's why with technologies like delta sharing, we're enabling that to happen in a much more seamless way. And I can talk a little bit about delta sharing as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, this is like the backbone. It is pervasive. If you know what you're looking for, because things start kind of popping up and you're like, oh, that works on delta sharing. So off the top of my head, so it's definitely clean rooms, it's definitely marketplace. There's a few other things in Unity Catalog that I think use delta sharing as well. Is it system tables is built on delta sharing? Again, you'll notice it if you look at it in the back end.
System tables are great for like metadata of everything that's happening in the platform, monitoring.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But go on, I feel like I've not done it justice. Where else does it live in the platform?
Yeah. So let me start with like what delta sharing is for maybe people who don't know so much about it. So delta sharing is like the world's first open, secure protocol for sharing data, zero copy. So you're not copying over the data, and it works across clouds and across platforms. So that data can live in another data platform. It doesn't have to be just in Databricks, and you can securely share that. There's also a rich ecosystem around data sharing. So if you're using a BI tool like Tableau or Power BI, it understands the data sharing protocol and can get access to that data. Or if you're doing it in, Pandas or Apache Spark, it all understands data sharing. So there's this rich ecosystem around data sharing. And we actually GA data sharing like a few years ago here at this summit.
Spectacular, yeah.
And the momentum, the growth in the number of customers that are leveraging data sharing, it's been a 300% year-over-year growth just in this year alone. And that just kind of underscores the need. Like organizations are really trying to get AI ready. You can't just, like I was saying earlier, you can't just use the data within your organization. You need data from your partners, you need from your clients and your customers. And being able to get that using data sharing in this really seamless way is really unlocking the value of that data for our customers.
Okay then. And so you talk about kind of collaboration now. Sometimes it's nice if you can kind of share via Unity Catalog, and you can click through and you kind of send through the details, and that's wonderful. And you can revoke those kind of tokens as and when the kind of project comes to an end. But if you want like the next level up, because I know there's probably some people at home that are sat there sweating, like I can't just like openly share my data. That's not okay.
Right.
This is where Clean Rooms comes into it, isn't it? So do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit about Databricks Clean Rooms. So with Databricks Clean Rooms, what collaborators can do, like a company can analyze and collaborate on this data with their partners without having to share that raw data that might have PII. So you create a clean room within the Databricks environment. It works across clouds and platforms. You can pick what cloud you actually want that clean room to work on. The collaborators, and you can have multiple collaborators now, it's not just two, we have support for up to 10 collaborators, can all collaborate in that clean room with that data, run analysis, and you can do it in any language. It's not just SQL, you can do it in Python, you can run your ML workflows, and all of this is done in a secure way without any of that PII data having to be shared across organizations. We have some great examples, like Intuit did a session here where they're using clean rooms to be able to get their lending partners to be able to analyze and run their ML workflows for risk analysis using data without having to share any of the underlying sensitive information.
Yeah. I've seen that all different industries. So like retail, CPG, where they're cooperative and a little competitive, and there's a subset of data that they want to share that's beneficial for the whole collaborative, but then they have proprietary, competitive information. So all of this, all of the different techniques make it very easy and more collaborative across companies, and then within the company across departments. For sharing, then like the collaboration, you can collaborate on the right things, and it makes it so easy. I ask customers like what they like about the sharing and marketplace is is there. It makes it so easy, and they have the trust in the data intelligence platform to handle all of the auditing and security.
Yeah, because in terms of the mechanics, so I understand it's also like if I have some data and I share it with Ari can write some scripts, some SQL. But then I can go and approve it to say like, yes, this is the kind of thing that you can run. But there's also a lot of attention to detail that I did not realize until I started poking around with it. Yeah. Things like you can like rename the table so that it's something that's a bit more kind of customer facing. So you said kind of the CPG element where people are frenemies basically, like they want to collaborate, but not too much. And they don't want to give away anything. So you can start kind of renaming things to make it look a bit more kind of desaturated for what it's going out there, and you're not kind of accidentally sharing anything. So yeah, I've been really impressed with that, just kind of like the level of collaboration collaboration is such a broad term, but in terms of being able to have like two sets of data and then being able to write some SQL and then agree before you even run it, and then having it in terms of the results that you can get from it as well. Where did the results go? Where did they stay? Whose catalog does this belong to? It goes into a lot of detail.
And all of those events, like all that, to your point, like all of that is like logged, in the system table, so that you can actually then audit like what is happening. And then there's also work that we're doing around continuing to make those like approval workflows of like, the notebook that's actually being run. And that notebook can have anything, like not just SQL, but like Python, but making sure that, the collaborators are all aware of like what is actually happening in that clean room for that trust.
And
yes.
This is what I mean by attention to detail in terms of the logging and the auditing of things. So again, if you're in a heavily regulated industry where you have to be very careful about how much you collaborate because there are laws saying, you can't collaborate too much because that's market manipulation, but you're trying to do, I don't know, fraud prevention or something, and you can then demonstrate to the regulators, like, yes, we did collaborate, but not too much, so don't worry about that. And yeah, so it is a very broad ecosystem at the moment. So I'm talking about financial things. You mentioned to kind of Intuit, but are there any stand out to you as kind of like a very novel use of clean rooms from a customer?
Yeah, so we see it across like a variety of industries. Like in the keynote yesterday, MasterCard talked about, they're leveraging clean rooms. We've also seen it in healthcare, like where healthcare organizations will share it with their research partners. There's one customer that we're talking to, they're using it for clinical trials, being able to leverage clean rooms to collaborate with their partners for clinical trials. So it's across to what you were saying earlier, it's across a variety of industries that we're seeing customers really excited about clean rooms.
Healthcare is one I'm excited since you're prolonging everyone's lives, saving lives, and that's where collectively you could come up with more targeted cures, but without giving away the specific individual. So that's collectively one of my favorite examples of sharing and collaboration on data.
Yeah. So I imagine for this week, you've been spending a lot of time speaking to customers. You will have hopefully received lots of nice comments, but also comments about what they would like to have next. So can you tell us anything about what's on the roadmap, where you'd like it to go?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we've heard a lot of excitement from customers, and then also what we can do, continue to do better in the platform, which is always a great sign as well, because what we're hearing from customers is already planned in our roadmap. So that's always gives you kind of confidence that we're focusing on the right things. So there's 3 big areas of investment for us. One is interoperability. So Matej talked a little bit about that this morning. Support for Iceberg, we're an open platform. So if you create a table in Unity Catalog, an Iceberg table in Unity Catalog, you can now share that using Delta sharing. If you have a table in Unity Catalog and you Delta share that, Snowflake or any other Iceberg compatible client can actually read that Delta share. So continuing to make sure that we remain this open and accessible platform. The second area of focus for us is around governance. With ABAC, with attribute-based access control, we can Delta share those tables as well, and making sure that we're continuing to. That's foundational for Databricks Intelligent Platform governance. So that's another big area of investment for us. And then the third area for investment for us is around scale and simplicity. So with Delta sharing, for example, one of the things that we're introducing is this storage gateway, this network gateway, to really simplify. When a provider has to share with multiple recipients or multiple collaborators, configuring firewalls, all of that adds complexity. And so we're introducing this network gateway to really simplify that access and scale, so you can actually scale it. You're not repeatedly doing it. And so that is really resonating with customers. Around scale, the other thing that we're working on is for clean rooms. Being able to, like I mentioned, have multiple collaborators. You're not limited just to 2 collaborators. So these are areas that we're continuing to improve and enhance the platform. The last thing I will say is, the data sharing and collaboration is just as rich as our ecosystem. And so we're continuing to add new partners, new data partners, for clean rooms, identity resolution partners, like Axiom. So we're continuing to add these, develop these partnerships. And they're all really excited to be part of, whether it's the marketplace or leveraging our clean rooms. And so that's also a really important part of building out this ecosystem.
Well, great. Well, we have less than a minute left. Okay. Just want to hear, what are you excited about? Have you been to any great presentations? Are you giving any?
Yeah, there's been so many presentations about AIBI, about Delta sharing, clean rooms. There's just so much excitement, so it's hard for me to pick one area. But on the theme of data sharing and collaboration, I think the part that I've been really excited about is just some of our partnerships.
Yeah.
A really big one is the SAP and Databricks partnership. So being able to now get this data that's been in SAP, all this enterprise data that's in SAP, getting that into your lakehouse, and that's all powered by Delta sharing, so the SAP Business Data Cloud. And then the other one, there was a session this week that Walmart did on their Scintilla platform, where they're leveraging Delta sharing to be able to, with their retail partners, to be able to improve the efficiency in the retail ecosystem. So these are all like mind-blowing, uses of this platform that we're building.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for coming on. We're gonna toss to a video and then have Matej come on. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you so much.
We are using Databricks for democratizing our clinical R&D data, and it has helped our team tremendously in accessing data from different sources for their analytics use cases.
Immediately, it's changed the way that we deliver data, how we deliver results and answers in a much more streamlined way.
Databricks has really revolutionized us getting our customers into a fully cloud-based architecture. So it's really made a difference for us to get them into the cloud.
So I'm a current undergraduate student at the University of Notre Dame. I don't have a lot of the expertise that I have on my hands right now or in my brain that can help me achieve the results that I wanted. And so I've been using Databricks to help me achieve all the goals and achievements that me and my team wanted to achieve.
I'm relatively new to the Databricks space. Currently, data science they have to do a lot more manual work than would be ideal. I'm really excited as we kind of mature and expand our Databricks platform. It's going to cut down that time significantly.